awareness is all that we know. Whatever seems to occur is only an appearance in awareness. But what is awareness made of? Does it have a substance? Is it objective? Awareness cannot be captured by any science, because every science must be an appearance in awareness. And science is a form of knowing. But there is no form of knowing that can know awareness. Therefore, we cannot say that awareness is made of anything. It has no substance, no essence. And since everything is an appearance in awareness and is simply a modification of awareness, then we cannot say that anything is. What is a dream made of? Regardless of whatever identifications arise as appearances within awareness, they have no effect upon awareness. The body is simply an icon of identification. The body appears and disappears. The body may or may not be a fixed frame of reference. But at some point the frame of reference becomes unhinged. The frame of reference is recognized not as a fixed reality, in the same way that it was realized that the earth is not some fixed structure at the center of the universe, and the sun goes round it as do all the other planets and stars. In the same way, our own frame of reference becomes unhinged, unfixed. It begins to morph. And once the morphing begins, there is no way to hold it in any fixed form any longer. There are no criteria by which to say this fixed frame of reference is the real one. This is what Einstein discovered, which became the basis of relativity. But far more importantly is the realization that relativity itself is just another morphing frame of reference between an awareness to which no world, no physics, no science can have any absolute reality. And because the personality is simply a frame of reference that attempts to control and consider that the reality is internal to itself, to try to reduce infinity to solipsism, to a sense of this is all happening within me, but there is no me. And since there is no me, then to whom is this awareness occurring? Awareness freed of the me recognizes an infinity of points of presence, all of which can function as the center or a center, but there is no center. There are only temporary centerings. And when unobstructed by any me, the presence of that which is the source of awareness becomes manifest. First as a light that encompasses all centers, that illuminates all centers, but that transcends in the very immanent presence of that self which reveals itself to itself in the same moment that the world's illusion is washed away. The illusion of any objectivity, of any entity, of any possibility of any effort being made within an illusion that no longer has any relevance to that which is. And once the personality recognizes itself as an obsolete form, an obsolete frame of reference that obstructs the infinite awareness, it simply falls away. But no one does anything because no one really is. And the only effort that can be made is simply the disbelief in the effort maker. which itself occurs spontaneously as the frame of reference inevitably morphs into an understanding of its own unreality. That cannot be willed and cannot be prevented, and never really happens at all, because nothing really happens at all. And yet in this nothingness, the infinite value of every consciousness that is a portal and a mirror and a fountain of that blissful self that pours out from every crack in the illusion, and fills the darkness of a collapsing world with compassion. From a dimension of beauty that can only be a mystery to those who still believe they dwell within that dying world. And the priceless, precious insight that arises at that moment of the death of the illusion, realized by the illusion itself, is what secretes the nectar of immortality. And the blissful, creative impulse out of an infinite love to manifest a new dream, but at a vibrational frequency that resonates with pure awareness. And is not different from that which eternally is. Sat mirrors itself as Sat. Shiva as Shakti. But only after Shakti has realized herself as Shiva. Only after non-duality has been attained. Only after all illusions of becoming have been stilled. Can the dance again begin in the purity of emptiness. that is real. It is only death that can be celebrated as the portal to liberation. It is the instant and complete death of the suffering ego illusion that brings to birth Satyug. And it is realized only in that surrender of the illusion to awareness itself. To the illusion of the ego, nothing can be done. In awareness, nothing need be done. There is no doer. But the dream of the awareness is wisdom literally embodied. Love, duty, perfection. Even in what the ego would label as ugliness and horror, as evil. And as unforgivable. Contains an infinite and priceless beauty when its wisdom is unveiled as the knowledge that is the priceless gift of the presence of God, that reconciles, forgives, and settles all the flows of karma into the eternal now. The ego mind can never grasp can never comprehend, but only its own death can reveal. When that death is a surrender to the only presence that is real. And we are all